Well, hello all and welcome to Wayne's Allotment. Today is Monday the 4th of October, and as you can probably tell, it's a little bit cooler than it has been for a long while. Over the weekend we've had some real thundery downpours of rain. It's a bit cluggy underfoot in places, but I'm round here today to tidy up, bit of weeding, clear out some beds ready to cover them up for the winter, sort of put the beds to bed for winter really. So I'll get on and do that job, but I'll bring you back when I've got things sorted. I'm not going to bore you with what I'm doing to the beds. You'll see for yourselves with what's gone on anyway. Now, I know I said I wasn't going to show you what I'm doing and bore you with all the details of everything, but I've just worked a little bit of manure into this. You can see odd bits. I've turned it over with the fork. I've put a dressing on the top and then turned it over. But I'm going to try something else a little bit different, and I need to show you this. At home, I don't know whether many of you do it, but with regards to kitchen waste, which I've got in here, I've got a food processor that I literally shred everything in. Potato peels, peels off swede, carrots, you know, the usual thing. I also add eggshells, shredded paper, and I split open the tea bags and put the tea in it. And you end up, I'll show you this, you end up with something that looks a bit like that, and it looks good stuff. Now normally what I'd be doing with this is this would normally go into my compost bins, but what I'm going to try only on this bed and only as an experiment for now, because I've never done it before, but I'm going to put this onto this bed, work it in, just use the fork as a rake to work it in, then cover the bed up, and as I've said, put it to bed for the winter. So I'll just sprinkle a bit on. I don't know whether this, I was going to say I don't know whether this is going to work, but that's a bit of a daft thing to say really, because yes, it will. It'll obviously all break down. A thing I have noticed when I've been doing this just is there's a lot of worms in this bed. In fact, there's a lot of worms in a lot of these beds along here, which I'm trying to think back when I first started with this plot, and I know the soil was very poor. I believe it never really had anything put into it. That was why I did the beds, because I was the thinking being small bit of ground like this, rather than trying to put some goodness in all of it. I've only got to put a bit of goodness into this, which is where I'm growing. So we've got that in. Let's just literally rake it about with the fork. I mean, I don't know whether any of you do this with regards shredding of kitchen waste and such like, but tell you one thing, it's wet underfoot. I don't think it was really a wise thing to come round and do this today, but still. Right, so that is now well and truly worked in. Not all. I do know some people that water this before they cover it all up. I do know some people that do a top dressing of manure and then cover it all up, or water it before they cover it up, should I say. Right, that's on that. Let's now, I've selected a couple of sheets. These are brilliant, these. I forget where they come from now, but I had these given me. I had about, I think it's about 6 given me, and for this job, these are perfect. Put some weights on them now, just to hold it all down. And with any luck, that should be, there we go, that's all put to bed. And that is basically what I'm going to do with some of the other beds. Well, that's some of the beds sorted. I'll give you a quick whiz round and show you, but there's something else I want to show you. I'm holding the camera by hand, so sorry for any shaky camera work, but these swede, I've been going through weeding and so on, but just look how they've grown. These are tweed, and then these over here are invitation, and they've all, I don't know why, but they're growing very much like Solandra carrots. Don't know why. There's got to be a quirk of nature, I think. I mean, there's you know, there's 1 or 2 that are reasonable size. Another little thing I want to show you, again, been doing a bit of weeding, and some peas. These are Hurst green shaft. A few flowers still coming, but there's pods coming as well. That's definitely going to be the last showing of those. That net in there, I've got to get that up. There's some lettuce in there that, as you can see, have gone over, they've gone to seed. But yeah, a few nice late harvest of peas coming on there with any luck. Well, I've just dug this bed over. This was falling apart. I've got another bed there that is falling apart. When I say falling apart, the decking boards have gone rotten, so I need to replace all of those. I'm still going to do that bed there, but I'm going to just show you something. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, I've done about 5 beds, and I've done some weeding as well, but excuse the shaky camera, but by the time, can you see, I'm taking half of the allotment home with me. I'm going to end up, by the time I've finished, I'm going to end up being about 6 inches taller. So yes, it is a little bit claggy, but the job's got to be done, and once I've done it, that's it. I'm not going to cover this bed because I need to make a new surround, and the same with the other bed over there. I'll get and clear that, dig it, but I won't cover it until I've made a new frame round it all. So that'll be the next job, is laying my hands on some decking boards to make a new frame. Well, I think that's it. It's brightened up no end, I must admit. In the time I've been here, I've sorted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've done about 6 beds that I've sorted, cleared, done some weeding as well, and as you can see, I got a bit warm in the process. So maybe it's not as cold as I thought it was. Right, I'll just spin you round and show you what I've done, and excuse the shaky camera work because I'm holding you in my hand. Right, that bed there, that had, where that's covered, that had sweet peas in it, and it's all been dug over. Those are my leeks that are left, and then there's a bit of beetroot here, a little bit of chog here, and a little bit of boltardy, a few spring onions, and then we move on this way. Now, yes, a sprout plant. That bed had cauliflowers in it, so guess what happened? Yeah, that's right, I don't know how, but I got a sprout in amongst cauliflowers, so it's staying there. That's been dug over, and it's had a very, very small amount of grow mortar in it, because I'm going to put garlic in that once I've taken delivery of the garlic. Then this bed here, this has just been cleared, and it's had nothing put in it, because this is going to be a carrot bed for next year. I've grown carrots in this bed before, well, I've grown them in that bed as well, and this one, so they've been in all of these. So, but I'm going to use that for carrot bed. The sweet corn, some of that, I've had some of that, not out of there, but I've had it from out of here. That is the bed you saw me put in that homemade compost, the kitchen waste, shall we say, into. I'd put a little bit of manure into it and put the kitchen waste in. Then I've weeded amongst the parsnips and the swede. You've seen that, that's all been weeded through. I haven't got this lettuce up from here, but you've seen the peas, I showed you those. Still getting, look, some lovely flower, really great. And this bed and that one there, these are the 2 beds that have basically collapsed, as you can see with the broken wood. They're both about the same. They are 2 metre lengths by 1 metre wide. So my next job is to try and get some more decking boards, or I may look at getting some gravel boards yet to replace those. So I'm not sure, but things aren't looking too bad actually. There's just odd bits now that need tidying up. Once that sweet corn is finished there, some of that chard is starting to go to seed, so that'll all come out, and that'll leave, believe it or not, there's some parsnips in there, and I'll leave a few parsnips in. But yeah, that's what I've been doing this morning. along with, as I've already shown you and I'll show you again, growing in size, i.e. getting a bit of muck on my boots. So let me spin you around. So yeah, that's a bit of work I've been doing this morning on the plot, and a nice show of late summer, early autumn flowers. Well, as you can see there, a nice little harvest. Been around the plot this morning doing a little bit of work and taking the first of the sweet corn. There's 3, 6, there's 7 there. They've come off 6 plants. Some apples, these are off my little apple trees that I've got round on the plot. Lettuce, that's the last of the Oloroso type lettuce. And then the beetroot, this is Chuggia. I have got some, I've got a few more of these to go at, about another 5 or 6 yet. And then I've got some Bolt Hardy to harvest. But yeah, it was a very pleasant little harvest there. Well, I'm out here in the garden and I'm cleaning my onions up. These are the onions, because I'm going to string some up. I've cleaned up quite a few of the red onions. There's still quite a few more, but all as I'm doing is removing the roots and all the loose skin that will come off relatively easily. Taking all yes, it looks a bit time consuming, but it'll pay off in the end. There we go, that's one all cleaned up, ready for stringing. And do this next one, and then once I've done these, I'll show you how I string my onions together. Again, it may not be the hard and fast way of doing it. Somebody might tell me I'm doing it wrong, and if so, please do. But it's what I've always done with my onions, so it seems to work for me. Get all the soil off. That'll do, mate. In fact, no, it won't. Let's just take some of this other skin off, because it's a bit loose around the neck there. So strip it right back. There we go, that's better. All cleaned up, all done now, ready for stringing. So next job, I'll get and show you how I string my onions together. Right, as you can see there, red onions, and I've been cleaning these up, and I just thought to show you how I string these onions up. Normal loop of string there, pass the onion, past the neck, straight through, round that one, back through again and down. Show you again. Back through, put that straight through, round. You can go round that way or the other way, doesn't matter. Go round, back through and down. Admittedly, some of these necks are a bit long, but they've all cleaned up nicely. And these are some of the red I'm doing, and as you can see, put it through, twist and down. And you can build them up. Put that through there, back through, and down. Oh, there we go. This, I don't know, there's a bit of weight in that. I'm not going to add any more to that. Doesn't matter too much about the size of this loop, because if I was so minded I could pinch that, tie it into a knot and then hang it from there. But these will go now into the utility and be hung so that as and when we want, we can just grab an onion. Well, that's it for this one. Thank you all very much for watching. It really is very much appreciated. And also thank you all my new subscribers. Thank you very much for subbing. As you saw with regards to how bad it was underfoot, the weather didn't really improve. The last couple of days it's not been too bad. It's stayed dry, but we have had some days where it's been absolute blowing a gale and hammering down the rain. So I'm hopefully gonna try and get round there again tomorrow and do a little bit more. But as I say, that's it for now. So be good, look after yourselves, look after each other, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ra a bit.